Hey everybody, it is Kim Peterson here, and it has been a while since I have brought a message to you through a vlog, and today is the day. I think it's been fully more than a quarter actually. But I want to acknowledge that this might be a little bit long, but what I know to be true is that I could not adequately give this story justice. There's a lot of wonder and a lot of awe in it, and there's no way it could have come out in text. I want you to also know I have permission to share this story, and I hope that you find the hope that's in it, that a deeper sense that there are no coincidences, that things are happening for a reason. And so this all came to a culmination last Thursday, but backstory really quickly, 2 weeks ago, I got injured from my puppy. What I want you to know is when you're with my dog, you have to be tailored to the task. You have to be fully present. He's inexperienced. He's a lot of energy, and he's 92 pounds. And so I make sure that I have the right footwear on for sure. Interestingly enough, I had just come back from buying a new pair of tennis shoes. But at this point, I was still wearing my Converse. Now, my Converse shoes only cover up to about here on my foot. And the tennis shoes usually cover way up to here, up to the ankle. Well, I had said to Kelly, my husband, I said, let's go out and just do a quick little training within like 5 minutes of come recall on the lead rope. And sure enough, he took off. And what I did with that rope is I stomped on it, thinking that I would stop my 92-pound dog, and I didn't. What happened was the rope came up over my foot, and just like that, in a matter of seconds, took off several layers of my skin. And this all plays into the story. But what that means, the wound is so big that I have to wear a good size Band-Aid. And so no more dresses for me. I love dresses. I can get dressed effortlessly with ease and feel put together. But this is going to require a different wardrobe combination of things. And so that's frustrating too. To be candid, I could have done a blog of, oh my gosh, how frustrating that you feel like you have a closet full of clothes and nothing to wear. That was my experience because I wanted to be wearing pants that would cover this whole wound. It's pretty big. So the next day, my dog chewed my brand new shoe. This is not a fancy shoe, but this is the shoe that was going to allow me to wear my big wide leg pants that would be full enough to come over this Band-Aid. So what happened, I ordered a new pair of shoes in, and this was such an ordeal that I needed to go get my shoes stretched. Now, what I want you to know is I generally don't do errands during the weekday. I'm pretty focused with my clients or having an office day, but I felt energy to go and get several things checked off my list. And one of them included going to Bailey's Shoe Repair. So right before that, I ran another errand where I saw Doc's little puppy friend, and I almost didn't go to the shoe repair place, but she said, no, go run. The owner said, go run your last errand and then call me and we'll meet for a puppy play date. So I go to Bailey's Shoe Repair, and it's familiar. I've been working with these folks for off and on for, 19 years of my business, Uniquely Savvy. And they always have a bowl of chocolate that's sitting there right when you walk in. And so I noticed immediately, there's no chocolate. Now I'm going to ask them where my chocolate is. And in place of that bowl was a handwritten note that said, concern on others here. I didn't know what that was, but the gentleman walked up and I said, hey, I'm hoping I can drop off these shoes. I just need to get these stretched. And he said, no, I'm sorry, you can't drop them off. We're closing the store tomorrow. Tomorrow. He said, we're closing the store tomorrow. And I said, really? I said, why? What happened? I mean, this was all of a sudden. And he told me that I could share these details, but he said, my dad, who is his partner, just found out that he has 2 forms of cancer. And I knew something was wrong because he had a big dark black vein. And so I said, we're going to the hospital. And since we were at the hospital and they said that he had cancer, I had them check for me because his mom, my grandmother, just passed away of cancer the month before. So they checked me out and I have a brain tumor. So he said, we're closing down and we're going to do clinical trials. So my dad's moving out of state to one place and I'm moving out of state to the next. And my mouth just dropped. And, you know, I'm very curious always, but I'm also, I care deeply about people. And so I said, is it okay if I ask you some questions? And he said, you're at the right desk. And he pointed to that sign, concern on others. And his 8-year-old daughter had written that sign. And my tears just came and I just said, I want you to know that I am so sorry. And how's your heart? And he said, well, spiritually, and I have no idea about this guy. We've never talked to anything except for shoes, really. But he said, spiritually, I wish this month would go away. He said, my dad's dad just 2 weeks ago died from cancer as well. So in 1 month, his grandmother, his grandfather both passed within a month. And his dad has 2 forms of cancer and he has a brain tumor and he has the 8-year-old little girl. And I said, wow. I said, you have family, right? I mean, you have family. And he said, well, and there's another big piece, just heavy piece that I'm not even going to share in here, and I said, I'm just so sorry to hear. And I will tell you, I told him, I said, you know what? Thank you for sharing. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to know your story more and to hold you and your family in prayer, really. I said, you know, it's not by accident that I'm here today. I said, I never come here. I mean, you know, it takes me forever to get to the shoe repair and I never come during the workday. But I had extra energy and this was where I was supposed to be. So here I am. And we talked a little bit longer, and this is not who I am. I am a woman of faith, and I pray. I pray all the time, in the night and in the morning, and just, but I said, can I pray for you? And he said, yes. So I prayed with him, and it was just short and whatever it was that came to me intuitively or divinely, and that was that. And you know, he started to cry and we just talked a little bit longer and had a good connection of talking about hope. And this was a divine appointment, and that he was just so grateful and that I would come. I mean, honestly, the day before the store was going to be closed. And I gave him my card. I said, I have no expectation, none, that you would reach out or email me or keep me up to date, because that's not whatsoever what I want. But if you ever feel that you want to ping me, feel free to do so. So I came home, and all throughout the day, the rest of the day, of course, I had this on my mind, and it was quite heavy. And so I said, okay, I'm going to grab my dog and we're going to go back. Because I wanted to make sure, he said it was okay for me to share his story, that he thought that, you know, it would be hope-filled for people to know that they're not alone and that things are not happening by accident. And to see the care in community. But I really wanted to know that if somebody asked me what was happening, specifically, did I have their permission? That's really important to me. And we had first talked about it, you know, being anonymous. And so I went back and I said, are you sure? I said, I just wanted to come back and ask. And at this point, his dad was there. They worked together. And the thing that flew out of his mouth was, he goes, yes, tell every detail. Tell it all. He said, God has no secrets. And I was so shocked to hear him say that. And he said, I have never said that in my whole life. And, he's right. God has no secrets. And this was not a secret. The fact that we would connect the day before their doors closed would not be a secret. The day that, you know, the fact that he was compelled to share his story and I was compelled to come out of my own pride of saying, I don't want to ask anybody if I could pray for them. They might think I'm a nut job. It's no accident that I asked that I was moved to do that, and that he was able to receive that and wanted to receive that. And so Doc was with me, and they said, and who is this? I said, this is Dr. Prescott. This is the doctor of love and kindness. And we all had a picture together, but Doc, who doesn't lick people, he gives little nose kisses because I taught him that, but he licked the dad, just licked him and licked him. And it's a great picture. I'll post it. But the dad said, thank you, Dr. Prescott. I think you just healed me. And so all of this just to say, it was a beautiful day. And yet one of my takeaways from it is that I am a woman of faith, and I do believe this. And these kinds of things happen in my life kind of often in the last several years. But what I believe to be true is, and this is what I told him after I asked to pray for him. I said, I don't know what you believe. I'm not trying to convert you or anything. But what I believe to be true is whether you believe in God or not, whether you perceive that he is actively about your business or not, I believe that God is always, always at work around you. Because it was all of these layers of orchestration to go all the way back 2 weeks ago, now 3 weeks ago, to where I got injured by my dog. If that hadn't happened, I wouldn't be so compelled to have to replace this height of shoe so quickly, because I had to wear pants, that I would get that ordered, and that I would need to rush and have them do this stretch job, that I would have enough energy in my heart and my soul to go and run errands during the day when I don't, that they would be there, that they would sense the care of community, their whole community, but even my community with me. So I hope in some degree that this has been hopeful for you. He says this is a hope-filled story. Yes, please share it. And for him, he says there are no coincidences, and God doesn't keep secrets. And I wanted to share it because there's so much joy in the good that goes on, and the connection that goes on, the community and the relating that goes on. And there's a lot of suffering too. I mean, I know of friends and clients and relatives who are really suffering right now. And when we come out of our silence to share the truth of what's going on within our lives, within our own four walls, we are able to have deeper community. And I believe that community heals. And I believe that telling your story heals. So would you keep telling your story? I'm Kim Peterson of Uniquely Savvy. You are uniquely savvy. And together, hopefully we are championing your confident breakthroughs and your personal brand, your identity, and your style from the inside out. Bye for now.